So I've heard a lot in recent years in the media about like incels that it's getting a lot of attention. Recent, I haven't seen the show, but the show Adolescence focuses on that. What can you tell me about what you're seeing in terms of how that's being covered?
It comes back to what I said earlier, the toxic masculinity, that term being churned out. What I would suggest anyone listening to this, read research by John Barry, who is I want to make sure I've got his title right. He's the chair, I believe, of the Centre of Male Psychology. And the Centre of Male Psychology here in the UK has some great research, great publications. It's free to sign up. I'd suggest looking at their newsletter. But John Barry has done some research on the phrase toxic masculinity and shows how it does more harm than good. It's ideological, not really scientific. It's a phrase that's thoughtlessly used and it does more harm than good. Certainly, as a therapist, I've worked with a number of boys and men where, in some cases, their previous therapist blamed toxic masculinity for their problems, and that just made them completely disengage. What do you mean? I don't want to hear that. Do I need to hear that? The film Adolescence, whilst people have said it's a great film, it's been treated, and I think our Prime Minister on 2 occasions, I believe, referred to it as a documentary. It is quite literally, it is quite literally not a documentary at all, at all. And whilst it addresses, I think the creators were saying, we want it to address knife crime, the narrative that follows, I would argue, hasn't really addressed knife crime at all. It's addressed perceptions around gender. It's because we are going to go into schools now and we are going to teach boys about toxic masculinity, giving girls respect, and so on, and all of this. But again, all it does is it peddles that narrative that suggests boys and men are the problem, girls and women need to be protected. Well, if you are not going into schools and teaching girls and boys the importance of giving respect and engaging in healthy relationships, and you're only doing that in a very rigidly gendered way, how might that influence how girls and women behave and feel? How might that influence how boys and young men behave and feel? And it just seems to be a question that we're not even considering. Some people are. There have been some articles, some blogs. There's been some people saying, actually, the narrative behind adolescence, it's not toxic masculinity it's the narrative about boys, men, and masculinity that is toxic.